want to make sure. Like, and go.
Yo, what up? We are
What's
back.
happening, man?
Yay!
Long time no see, brother.
Listen, we survived the off season, brother.
Come on, man. It was rough, man. Hey, big up to the Olympics to get us through, but bro, was it dry?
Oh, the Olympics were water in the middle of the desert, bro.
Come on, man.
I hate that we can't even get into it. You said the word Olympics, and I just Chef Curry.
We got so much stuff. It's the most wonderful time of the year right now. Can you feel the energy, my brother? Can you feel it?
Is there anything better than football?
Let me think. No.
No. Let me say this, though, right? I do want to say, has college football really, I've never seen college. Bravo to college football. I mean, what a rollout.
Come on.
I mean, they gave us NIL, and then they said, oh, if you didn't know, this is a business, ladies and gentlemen. We got big games on Thursday. Colorado. Oh.
Yes. The game today was just, yesterday, Saturday, I just kicked back and I was just like, it's back. We're here, man. They had great game after great game. Then it's like Sunday. It's not quite NFL yet, but there's LSU USC on TV. And did it live up to it? You damn right it did.
It did.
Great game.
And the NFL coming through with Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
It's usually like when the season starts, there's usually that little lull after Thursday. You're like,
right.
It gives you something, but it's kind of like,
I want another one.
Sex, but you didn't really get one off. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like, I'm gonna need to. I need to get this off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Friday just gives me that kind of thing because it's Thursday football game. Friday, you got a football game.
Yep.
Saturday, you got your full slate of college.
Yes.
And then Sunday,
come on.
The crowds break.
Come on, man.
The Son of God steps through. You know what I'm saying? Everything is right with the world.
Right.
I missed you, man. I missed you.
It feels good to be back, brother.
It does. Ladies and gentlemen, man, it's great to be here. I'm Draze, my guy Green. We are two guys with a mic.
Yes.
And they should have never really gave us a mic.
But they did. And I'm going to use it.
Hey, make no mistake about it. We are here to talk our ish. That still is not stopping. So let's talk, since we're talking NFL, I want to start this off with my first question is, what are you most excited about this NFL season? What's got you moving and stoked?
Man, that's a loaded question, homie. The reason why that's a loaded question is because there's so many things to pick from, right? There's so many things to pick from, but I'm gonna narrow it down and just go off of the elephant in the room and the Chiefs for numerous reasons. One, we have arguably the greatest player we've ever seen chasing Tom Brady and establishing himself as something that we have never seen before, right?
Yeah.
And what better way to do that than to accomplish something that Tom Brady has never accomplished and no one has accomplished, which is a three-peat.
Can I say this? Oh, hold on, not to interrupt you.
Talk to me.
For the fans listening, he's a Patrick guy.
Right.
This guy is, and I am the leader of the Thomas Edward Patrick Brady fan club, okay? I am not new to this. I'm true to this. I was with Tom before he had like 2 rings, and I was like, he's going to be the GOAT. I was like, he's going to be the GOAT.
Yes.
And there's this kid, Patrick Mahomes, who's on our heels, and I am. I'm looking going, I thought we put distance between everyone. Where did he come from?
Hey, he's something else. And the thing that I love about Mahomes is he understands the assignment. he gets the fact that Tom Brady's career is unreal. Unless you lived it, you wouldn't believe it, right? And he gets all that. So he understands what he's up against for him to be considered the greatest of all time. And one thing that he could do that Tom Brady can't come back and do is win 3 straight. Because in NBA, we've seen Jordan do it, but even then, that's tough to do. You rarely see 3-peats in the NBA, right? You probably will never see them again. But in the NFL, it's nearly impossible. There's so many things that can go wrong. There's so many things that have to go right. Luck is in every single Super Bowl, let alone 2, 3 in a row. So I want to see how these guys put things together, the additions that they made to make their offense more explosive. Will their defense continue to hold up? I sent you something the other day that was really surprising to me, that the Chiefs are one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
Blew me away.
Crazy. I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
But that tells me that along with, Patrick Mahomes' contract, that they've been working towards this goal. Like, they are ready to attack this amazing challenge in a loaded AFC to do something that no one has ever done before. And for me personally, that's the thing I'm most looking forward to in this year.
I have to respond to you about Patrick Mahomes and literally the GOAT chase.
Yeah.
I would love to say he has no shot, but I can't.
Right.
I'd love to be like, hey, he's got no shot. He's
right.
got a shot. Tom knows it. Even Tom is like, I just hit the broadcast booth. How the heck does someone have a shot?
Right.
But let me tell you, I'm not like everybody else. What I look for, why Tom is the GOAT, it's not just his ability and all those other things.
Right.
There's a ton of things he did right. One of Tom's greatest attributes was his ability to do more with less, to me.
Yeah.
The year that they beat the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl, when he came back from 28 down, 28-0, came back to win the game.
Yeah.
His receivers were Hogan.
Yeah.
There was no Gronk. Gronk was injured that year.
Yep.
I'm not gonna name his receivers.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna tell you is he had 3 white receivers.
Right. Has that ever been done?
No. And until Patrick does that, he can't catch us.
Right. Oh my God. Hey, valid point, man. I will say that the alien, that's what I like to call him respectfully.
Yeah.
Is 2 aliens. There's one in San Antonio. We'll get to him later on this year.
Yeah.
And then there's one in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And he will definitely carve out a different legacy, unlike Brady. And when it's all said and done, I will love to sit down and have this conversation and debate.
I'll tell you this, and I'll leave it here on the thing, because it's a great debate. I am rooting for him. I'm excited watching him because I actually love him. So it's hard when I love Tom, but I'm like, but I love Pat too.
Yeah.
So I'm not rooting against the guy. I'm a let's wait and see type of guy. As a sports fan, I'm like, I just don't believe in giving people things. If he takes it from Tom, then he takes it, and I'll be the first to be like, yo, he's first, Tom. Second, that's what it is. Right. But I will say this. The one thing that I was trying to get to, Tom won a Super Bowl with 3 white receivers. And to me, that was remarkable. Hasn't been done. And some people will hear that and be like, why? Because they were white. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the flip side, though, what Patrick Mahomes did his last Super Bowl, like, what he did, he made it through the years of they got rid of Tyreek, and he did the years where the weapons were not elite. And that's what I needed to see. Can you actually raise a team to a Super Bowl? Because what Tom was doing, if you go through, he didn't win a ring with Randy Moss. He won him with Deion Branch, and you know what I mean? Guys that are like, these guys are not top 100 receivers all time. They're not, you know what I mean? Like guys that you just kind of go, Julian Edelman was the one, and you're like, okay, I mean, I get it, and Julian Edelman was the business, but you get my point, right? I'm just like, so Patrick Mahomes did that, and so now I'm like, yeah, he's in the game.
Yes,
He's
sir.
in the game.
Respect.
So, for me, what I am most excited about this NFL season, a lot of different things, man. And I don't know that there's one. I'm interested in seeing Saquon Barkley with the Eagles, a guy who I just feel like he was stuck down there in New York. There wasn't a whole lot happening there.
Come on.
And he, I just feel like it's about to be showtime.
Yeah.
Like Saquon, I watched if anybody ever watched it, there's a Hard Knocks off season. I know you're like, this guy swears by this show.
You love that thing, man.
I swear by Hard Knocks the off season. If you're looking for a good football show, especially during the off season when we're like starving and we need something, they show the whole process of Saquon Barkley essentially going from being a Giant to the season ending to becoming a free agent, and the negotiations and leaving. And Saquon's a goon. At one point with the GM, he gives the GM bro. All right, bro.
I want out of here.
Yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's that crave all over line? Give me my money.
Right.
Saquon says, "Pay me or let me go." And so, I'm interested in seeing how he pans out with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are nasty because of him.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more, man. Saquon is an extremely special running back, and sometimes in sports you miss out on somebody's special ability due to their circumstances, and it's very unfortunate. And so I think right now, when you go from crap to, you know what I'm saying, guys who really have it like that show up and show out. And I believe that's exactly what Saquon's going to do.
And if I might add, I'm sorry, because I got two others. Quickly, I'll shoot them out. Russell Wilson, I'm rooting for him. I am over the Russell Wilson hate.
Wait. We can't just listen to me, man. As a dear Russell Wilson guy, and a guy who I feel has been critical of my guy, I want to say thank you for wanting to just see my guy succeed. It's been rough for us over here, man. So I thank you. Thank you.
I want to see Russ win, and I want to see them go to the playoffs, and I want to see him win and get another contract somewhere and just whatever. To me, I never understood why it was cool to hate Russ. I just was like, I've never done it. If you go online, I've never been the guy. There's no post bashing him. I think he's a cool dude. Okay, he's corny. Okay, what does that mean? But he's a good dude. Like, I'm just like, what are we talking about? Like, the guy loves his wife. He's visiting kids at hospitals. Like, what's their problem with this guy? You know what I mean? Corny. Right. And I understood the Seahawks fans being pissed when he left. Okay, cool. And I actually gave everybody a year to, but after the year was over, I was like, hey, all right, man. He's
going a little overboard.
Yeah. But my last one was, I am most excited about the rookie wide receivers in the NFL. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. The rookie class. It's the class.
Yes.
It's the class. It's the class. It's a defensive end here, a corner there, a deep tackle there, a quarterback there, a wide receiver. These young goons are coming, and I'm excited about it. So
I can't wait, bro. I'm with you, man. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. So let's move on. I got our next topic here.
Yes, sir.
Which quarterback takes the leap this year? Okay, we're talking. Our next topic is which quarterback is going to take a leap. I've got a few of them for you. Is it Brock? Is it Tua? Is it Trevor? Is it Jordan Love? Is it Levis or Geno?
That's a really great question. I could see all of them really taking a step this year, but there's three that I'm the most confident in, right? Okay. And I'll kind of go through them quickly, and then I'll end with the one I'm most confident in.
Okay.
Will Levis is coming in at 3, and so that might surprise some people, but I know coming out there was a lot of talk about him being a top 10 pick. And so you go through the process, and the process is really just made to break a person down. And can you withstand the pre-draft process and all the interviews and everything? And they want to pick you apart and X, Y, and Z. And for whatever reason, he didn't fare too well when he fell to the second round, went to the Tennessee Titans. He played in spurts last year, and he showed glimpses. One thing about this kid is I think he has a lot of moxie. He has a really electric arm, and I think the Titans have done a really good job of surrounding him with solid talent. You'll look at the Titans, and you won't think, wow, this is a ton of talent. D-Hop's over the hill. Tony Pollard's washed. Who's this Spears guy?
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, you know what I'm saying? But I think all these guys on this team have a chip on their shoulder, which can be dangerous. And I think if Will Levis can go out there and really step his game up, the Titans can be up for a good year. Second one will make you happy. It's the Seattle Seahawks own Geno Smith, right? Geno Smith. Geno Smith has really faced a lot of controversy and criticism due to, his performance last year. But in my opinion, there was a lot that went into his play kind of taking a dip last year. It wasn't all him. The offensive line wasn't great. The offensive coordinator stunk. Can I say that again? The offensive coordinator stunk. And so they didn't really put him in a position to see. Geno's not an extraordinary talent to where he can overcome deficiencies around him. You've got to put him in a position to be successful, which I believe the OC will do this year. And the talent, you have DK Metcalf, who's your guy, you're really big on. JSN, I'm huge on JSN. Tyler Lockett can still play. Noah Fant still out there. You have Ken Walker. I think Geno will go out there and be a really good point guard for this offense, and I think it will allow him to be more comfortable, and you'll see much better play from him. But my number one player is a guy who I do believe is special and who I do believe has great talent around him, and the situation is lined up perfectly, and that's Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love is a kid who came out who had a bunch of question marks, but Green Bay Packers identified him and was like, he's our guy. We're going to sit him behind A-Rod for a couple years, and he's going to be our guy. And everybody questioned it because I think the Packers had came off of an NFC Championship loss, and they used their first-round pick in that draft to get a quarterback that you can't use. You would think you want to just give Aaron Rodgers another weapon because you're that much closer. And they said, screw us, screw you. We know what we're doing, right? And he sat behind Aaron Rodgers. He gets in last year. In the beginning of the year, it was a little shaky. I had him on my fantasy team, and he kind of screwed me. But as the year went on, you saw the lights start coming on all over the place, and you saw this kid starting putting the pieces to the puzzle. And then he gets into the playoffs, and he plays the Dallas Cowboys. And when I tell you he showed up and showed out, I couldn't believe it. And it hit me. It was like, you know what? The Packers just know how to draft quarterbacks, man. It's 3 straight. I think this kid has the opportunity to one day be an MVP of this league potentially. And I think he's going to come out this year and pick up where he left off. Yeah, MVP of this league, potentially. I'm not going to on the table, but I think if you look at their receivers, they have 4 to 5 guys who all can ball. You know what I'm saying? You have Christian Watson, who is an immaculate talent. You have Josh Jacobs now. They have a great offensive line. They invest yearly heavily into their defense. I think the surrounding situation with him is perfect. I think the Packers are about to start another window to try to get a Lombardi trophy. So my number one pick, Jordan Love.
Okay, let me just say this, okay?
Yes.
I have nothing. We're just going to have fun with your list. Forget anything about me. One, Will Levis.
Yes.
Love him. Love him. I'm like, I'm a realist, man. I'm like, yo, this dude's balling quietly over here. Nobody cares. Nobody's all with him. But I'm like, yo, Will is like quietly like he's a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I don't love the weapons around him. I think he'll be fine and he'll make them fine. But I'm like, I really wish they would go get him a young stud wide receiver. Like I do wish they would get him one year. But nonetheless, he's a he's quietly like, yo, I think this dude's gonna be a good quarterback. Like that guy who's with us for 8 years or something. You know what I mean? You just look up and be like, yo, he's been in Tennessee for a minute. Phillip Rivers or something. You know what I mean? Just just kind of playing football and you look up and he's done it. I have no problem with that. Geno Smith. You know I love this call. I'm excited about it.
Come on.
What I love about Geno, and I'm probably really shocked about, as an analyst, I just try to call it as I see it. And sometimes my own opinion shocks me, if that makes sense. Like I find myself saying an opinion, I'm going, wow, I don't know why I thought that about it, but it's what I see. When I look at Geno, as odd as this is to say, I don't think I've ever said it about a quarterback in his position. He's still getting better.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oddly enough, I'm like, wait a minute, right? Like, dude is actually going to be better, I believe, this year than he was last year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be better than he was 2 years ago. Just slightly better than that. So, in honesty, we don't know how good Geno is. We did this ranking about a week ago. I asked you, where do you have Geno ranked? You said somewhere between 17 and 23, I believe. I think I totally agree with you. I think at his best, he could creep up to 14 or 15. You know what I mean? He can creep up to a number where you go, man, Geno's the 12th best quarterback in the league. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see that coming, right? But how good he is, I have no idea. So when we start talking about quarterbacks making a step, I think Geno has the opportunity to make a step. And being that he's trying to get his coin, this would be a great time to make
That's a great motivator.
I mean, everything is set up for him to thrive. So this is it. If he can't thrive here, he just can't thrive.
Right.
And then we move on to your last one, Jordan Love. Right? I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it. I don't know what it is about him. I know people who love Jordan Love, and I'm just I can't quite hand the money in. I'm gonna hold on to my money, man. I'm not I can't quite.
What is it? Okay, so explain to me what's your reservation? What makes you hesitant about him?
I don't know if I haven't seen enough.
Got it.
I don't feel like when they won, I don't feel like he was just amazingly great. He made some plays. The guy that I'm hearing about, let me be clear. The guy who could win an MVP, I have never seen. I haven't seen that guy. Who could win an MVP, right? I'm looking at Jordan Love, and if there's anybody that I think could take a step back, but when I say back, I don't mean like, I don't think he's bad. So when I say take a step back, I mean just never quite reached the thing that the hype is taking him to right now. People are like, he could be MVP. I've heard people on television say that, and he could just find himself back in that space where it's kind of, I'm trying to find a comp. I don't have one in my brain, but I
think I follow you though.
Yeah, but just kind of like, he's good, but not quite great. Shows a flash here or there. They might not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the team is good.
That would not be good, Doobie.
Huh?
That would not be good if they missed the playoffs.
It wouldn't, but I mean, I could see him, and at the very least, going there first round losing, and we were all excited about last year, and it's just kind of like, But I don't think it's all been him. I think it's a really good team around him. And I haven't seen enough from him that makes me go, he's really good. Because with that team, it should go pretty far. You know what I mean?
I agree with you there.
So then I have another question for you.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to receivers, right? We were talking earlier about the rookie wide receivers and specifically Neighbors.
Yep.
Harrison.
Yep.
And Adunze.
Yes.
The big three.
The big three.
Who has the better season this year of the big three receivers? And you cannot say two of them. You can't say none. You got to pick one.
I got you. So I just want to say I love all three of them, right? I love all three of them, but there's honestly no doubt in my mind who the number one receiver will be at the end of the season as far as what they were able to do with their rookie year, who will finish higher in the rookie of the year campaign. And that's Marvin Harrison Jr. And it's for several reasons. If we're just talking talent, I don't know how big the gap is between him and Neighbors and even Odunze. I don't know, right? I feel comfortable with saying he's the best, but I don't know how big the gap is. But one thing I do know is the situation is night and day compared to the other two. I believe Marvin Harrison's going to be put into a situation where he's the guy. He has a quarterback who we've seen be successful at this level, who we've seen be able to get high production out of a wide receiver. We don't know how good Daniel Jones will be for Neighbors, right? That could be a thorn in his you-know-what. We don't know how much Keenan Allen and DJ Moore is going to play, how much, I mean, they're clearly going to play, but how much that's going to eat into what Odunze can do his rookie year. I believe Odunze will eventually be the number one guy there. Just don't know if it'll be this season. Marvin Harrison Jr., he just checks all the boxes for me. He's a guy who you see it now with all these guys coming out where they do things differently. They move to the beat of their own drum. He didn't want to go do the pre-draft process. He said, I'm preparing for week 1 of the season. This was back in February and March. Like you want to draft me? Look at my tape versus Michigan. Look at my tape versus Penn State. I'm getting ready for week 1, right? And then you have a situation to where there's Trey McBride, who could take attention away from him, so you can't just focus in on him like they might be able to do with Neighbors. I just think Marvin Harrison Jr. has everything out in front of him, and he doesn't come across as a guy who won't live up to the bill. I think he's going to take it by the horns, and he's going to really impress, and before too long, he will be recognized as one of the better receivers in this league. So my vote goes to Marvin Harrison Jr.
I have a Bible over there. And I believe it was one of the in Genesis.
Yeah.
God made wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it looked like Marvin Harrison. It looked like Marvin Harrison.
It looks like Marvin Harrison.
I mean, what does a wide receiver look like? That that's a wide receiver, man. The build, the look, the everything about the physique. Everybody, look, man, I love how you worded that.
Yeah.
You said, I don't know what the gap is.
Yeah.
But I know he's out front.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I have nothing really to add. I mean, also, he's got a better situation, right?
Yes.
He's got a good quarterback, a veteran quarterback.
Yes.
Daniel Jones is on his way out the door. Malik Neighbors is going to struggle because of he'll be good, but he's going to be facing double teams as a rookie, and it's going to be the type of double teams where there's nothing else there. It's like what Saquon was facing, right? As what Saquon faced as a running back, he will face as a wide receiver. In addition to a dependent position where a quarterback can't quite get you the ball. And in all of that, he will make amazing plays this year.
No question.
There will be some stuff that goes, whew, if they just get him some help, if they just get him a quarterback, right? So I for all of the reasons, I think Odunze is amazing. I just think they're just loaded down there.
Yeah. And
if I was the coach, he wouldn't be my number 1 or my number 2. He's just my number 3. You're a rookie.
Yeah.
Get to the back, man. I got Keenan.
Yeah.
You know, I got Keenan Allen over here.
Right.
Bro. Well, you're not one.
Right.
Who else we got? Well, we got DJ. DJ who? Like D Nice? No. More. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're 3. You're 3, buddy. So I like Odunze. Yeah, not D Nice, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. But all right. So earlier we were having a conversation really about the NFL. We were talking teams. We were talking Jordan Love. I have one other question I wanted to put on the table for us to address. Yeah. When you look at the NFL, across the NFL, what teams do you think might take a step forward? or take a step back? Is there somebody that jumps out to you that you go, man, I think that team right there is really primed to take a step forward or step back?
I got you. I'll start with a team that I have a feeling is going to take a step back. And it's the Buffalo Bills. And the reason why I say that, I don't think they're going to fall on their face. But the last 3 to 4 years, they've won the division. Mm-hmm. I want to say they had home field throughout last season. The alien went in there and sent them home. This year, I just don't know if they're going to be able to do that. I think they've lost a lot by way of Stephon Diggs. People could say what they would like about him, but he had a ton to do with their success. Regardless of how he played last year, when they were rocking, a lot of their success had to do with Stephon Diggs, elite wide receiver. That's no longer there. I love Keon Coleman. I love Dalton Kincaid, Shakir, all these guys. None of them look like the way Stephon Diggs was looking a couple years ago, right? They lost a lot of defensive players, and that division is just really, really competitive. You still have the Miami Dolphins. You have the Jets, if they can stay healthy. There's just a lot going on over there, and I could just see a scenario where, they could be a 6-7 seed, and might I even say miss the playoffs. So I think that's going to be a team that steps back. If Josh,
hold on, let me chime in. Sorry, and I only want to do this to drop mine, and then we'll jump to the step forwards. But because you said the Bills, and I have it on my paper here.
Yeah.
But the Bills were my team. I'm with you. The Bills take a step back, and I want to say, I got them missing the playoffs.
Ooh, okay.
They're in the same position that I had Kansas City in when I said you're making the decision to go young. You're losing your pieces. All of that shifts. The difference is that ain't the alien.
Right.
Right? The thing, like, look, man, I know we love to make all these quarterbacks great.
Yeah.
And if you want to say Josh Allen's amazing, I'm not here to fight you.
Right.
But he ain't that guy.
He's not him.
No. Right. So because of that, I think they don't make the playoffs. I'm not shocked. I've had this argument with tons of my guys. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are looking at. The Bills ain't all that. He ain't all that. He's overrated to me. So, and I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen is a really good quarterback, but he's not that. He needs the help around him. Yeah. That's the thing that makes Patrick Mahomes amazing is that, wait, he won a Super Bowl with who?
Yeah.
That's what makes him amazing, right? That's
right.
Like, sheesh. So, like, he beat everybody else? Like, no one else could beat him. Yeah, that's what it means when you win a Super Bowl, right? Yeah. It means you're standing you're on the top of the mountain and nobody else is up there. So, that's I do want to say this, though, to add a team because we said the same team.
Yeah.
I will tell you 2 teams that are on my take a step back watch.
Okay.
Now, I want to quantify this because my pick was the Bills with you. But when I say they're on watch, I don't mean they're going to take a step back. I mean, it's take a step back by way of just never quite make the jump that's expected. That's what I mean. There's a trajectory everyone's on. And if you don't, the NFL is all about progression.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta be, come on, man. That's it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so the 2 teams, number 1, as we talked earlier, the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
Number 1.
Okay.
They're on the watch to not quite, like, they shocked us. They won. We're all looking and going, everything lines up.
Yeah.
They got the quarterback. They got the receivers, the defense. All right.
Yeah.
And the next one. Okay.
I know where you're going.
You know? The Detroit Lions, sir.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's in the water, bro. It's in the city. It's in their veins.
Wow.
They got something, man. Detroit's got something, man. I'm telling you, it's supposed to be their year. If I'm in Detroit right now, I'm like, oh, it's our year. It's all okay. I'm reloaded. You're going to run this tape back and say, I put them on watch. And it's also by way of, I don't see major improvements. And that's still Goff. And what's the improvement? What's the improvement? Tell me where they improved.
They improved by experience, right? So
Okay.
a team who's never, it's, you know this because we've talked about this before. It's hard to break bad culture, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very hard to establish a winning way of things, a winning tradition. They did that last year, right? And so now people walk in there and now they believe. And then when I say they improve, it doesn't have to be from an outsider who they add to the team. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to take a step. I think Sam Laporta is going to take a step. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to take a step. I think Aiden Hutchinson is going to take a step. Like, they have a ton of young studs who are really good at this game, and they got a taste of what it takes to win. And that heartbreak can make or break you. So I'm not mad at you saying, like, they might be broke by it. But I really, I love their coach. I love how he's really set the culture in there. And they just have a lot of guys who are dogs. And so I'll always bank on that versus a team if they just kind of have front runners or me guys. You don't see holdouts over there. You don't see a lot of guys not worried about the main thing. So I would have to disagree with you. But I can't wait to see, because if you're right, this is a hell of a call.
Listen, here's why I say it. And again, I put them on watch because I think even if what I'm saying is true, they still make the playoffs. So that's why I say they don't make the, I'm just saying it's not, you won't be able to judge it by, well, did they make the playoffs? Well, he was wrong. Nah, it's they made the playoffs as the 5th seed or the 6th seed, right? It's kind of like, man, well, what happened? And then they're out in the first round, right? It's here's what I mean by that. It's everything you said is true. I don't have no argument.
Yeah.
My argument is, you're right. You broke culture. But it's really hard to go from the hunter to the hunted.
Very true.
Okay? That's start to find out who you are when teams are going, oh, yeah, we're playing Detroit. You got to roll up your sleeves. You got primetime games all the time. And Jared Goff starts looking like Jared Goff.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, things
can't have that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. That is my first argument to that team. My other argument to that team stepping forward is just, it's in the water, man.
Yeah.
You can't knock who you are. And at some point, the real argument is this. At some point in the NFL, it's a thin margin in the NFL because it's so competitive and it's year by year. Yeah. That's the NFL. And in the NFL, one year you're the hunter, next year you're the hunted, and it's really one season, but you get up there and then you lose and you're like, okay, yeah, now it's our turn. But what you didn't know was, oh, hold on. Atlanta's like, nah, pimp, it's our turn. Right? And you look over and it's just like Green Bay's like, it's our, so that very thing you thought like we're grandfathered in. Oh no, Seattle's like, nah, hold up, pimp. We're ready. We got something to say. I just think they're gonna look up and there's gonna be a bunch of teams that have something to say about it's your turn.
Yeah.
And you have to know when you become the hunted, it's about knowing in your fiber, nobody's gonna give it to you. You're gonna have to take it because there's a bunch of teams that are now who they were. Right? Like there's a bunch of teams that are looking, going, yeah, Atlanta really believes, oh yeah. Oh, we got something for everybody. So now they got to see Atlanta, and I'm not certain they be that. That's what I'm saying. I think that type of a team might pluck them off. It's no shame if they somehow lost to Philadelphia or the 49ers. It's no shame. You got to beat them because you told us you're the guys, so there's no excuses. You got to beat them. But if they lost to them, no. But if they lose to anybody else, and I mean anybody else, it's a failure. It's a failure.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Like Detroit is who you're supposed to be at this point. Am I wrong? Like, is there anybody else that could suffice for? And I'm not making the call at the end of the season. At the end of the year, you'll be able to look at 4 teams and go, well, if they lost to them or them. Nah. The point is, right now, Detroit is like if I was to say in the NFC, it's the Eagles and the 49ers top tier, and then Detroit's right under that with Green Bay, or you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm saying, but you can't lose to nobody else. You were the team where 2 years ago you were on the door, and then you beat the Packers, right? And then last year was your year, and you went all the way to the NFC Championship and lose it. So now what?
Yeah. When you put it like that, I could see them not. I don't. Yeah, I could see them losing to a Falcons or a team like that in the playoffs. I don't feel confident enough about them to be like, yeah, no, they're not losing. I wouldn't. I respect that you're saying there's no excuses, but I think the competitive nature of the NFL this season in particular is I think we're in for a great playoff. And we're going to talk about this shortly about teams that we think are going to make the playoffs. There's going to be damn good teams who don't even make the playoffs this year. And so I feel you to the point where I don't feel strong enough about the Lions where I'm being like, yo, I guarantee you they're going to make it to the NFC Championship. I don't feel that strongly about them. And so that's a good call because it's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be really good. And in football, it's any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, and that's why I didn't say that's why I didn't quantify it by NFC Championship. I'm just saying they just can't lose to certain people. Yeah. I'm just saying it's a failure if they lose in the first or second round and it's not to someone named the Eagles or the 49ers. I'm just kind of like, well, then at some point it's got to be, well, who are you? Like if you keep, well, we lost, but it was the Falcons. Well, then who are you? Yeah. Like at some point you told me you was somebody. Who are you?
Yeah.
Don't lose.
Okay.
Get it done. Yep. So that's that.
Okay.
You're up. What you got, man?
Couple real quick before we move forward. A team who I got moving forward, two teams I got, the Chicago Bears. I think this Williams kid is going to do what we talked about, changing, even though Chicago has a great tradition of winning. They just have very big lows, and they're currently in one. And I think he's going to bring them out of it. And so I think they're going to take a step forward. And then lastly, the Jets. I know it's kind of an easy pick, but that roster is crazy. I think Aaron Rodgers he's just elite at throwing the football. Breece Hall is a stud. Garrett Wilson's going to remind people who the key is. And so those are the people that I have moving forward. Did you have anything before we moved on?
I did have the Jets, but I also had the Falcons and the Seahawks, right? Yeah. Teams that I say are going to make a step forward in a way that we as fans will look and go, oh, they're better. They took a step. I don't know what that always means and how to quantify it all the time, but it will be something that we'll all go, yeah, they took a step forward. They're not the same, even if it's just a culture shift to the degree that it's like when teams play them, man, you got to put your hard hat. You know what I mean? You don't look at that team like, you don't count that as a W. You might right now, but by week 4, you're going to be like, we can't just assume we're going to get the W when we play the Falcons now. We're going to have to go out and earn that. So
I like that pick.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and transition. Since we're talking about, playoffs, let's discuss who we have making the playoffs and who our picks are to be in the conference championship, right? Okay. So AFC playoff teams, AFC championship game, NFC playoff teams, NFC championship game, and I'll follow you. So you go ahead and knock it out.
I'll start with who I got winning the divisions, right? Yeah. Just on my own. I got the AFC East. I got the Jets winning the AFC East. That's what it is. Big A-Rod comes back from Egypt, man. Yeah. Slings that thing around his back. We're going to see a Garrett Wilson we haven't seen. Yeah. And I'm so happy for Garrett Wilson. The guy's been...
He's been through a lot.
Garrett Wilson, man, poor guy, man. And hey, man, it was so funny. I saw this interview of Garrett Wilson about 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Yeah. And he's in the interview, and they're like asking him questions about what it's like playing with Aaron Rodgers as opposed to, and he's trying to answer the question without ishing on Zach, right? Yeah. He's just like, I gotta trust myself because Because what? Because what, Garrett? Because in the past, the ball wasn't where it was. He said, I got to know that the ball's going to actually go where it's supposed to go. I was like, damn. But so the ball didn't used to go where it was supposed to. He's basically saying, I couldn't even run a route back in the day. I had to so I'll move on. In the East, I got the Jets winning the North, which was really hard. Hard to call. I'm not confident in this call at all.
Yeah.
But I got the Ravens. I'll give it the Ravens, but yeah. Pitt.
It's real
Cleveland,
over there.
Pitt, Cleveland, and the Bengals.
Yeah.
Listen. I mean, I feel like somebody just walks out of there bloody. Just you're the one who won the division? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how I won it. I just won it, bro. Right. The South. The Texans. I love the Texans. I love everything about what's going on with CJ Stroud and D'Amico and those boys. And then the West, the AFC West. I mean, come on.
There you go.
So I don't even need to say it. So in the NFC South, I got the Falcons coming out of the NFC South. The NFC North, I got the Bears coming out. The NFC East, I got the Eagles. And the NFC West, I got the 49ers. So already I've given you 4 teams in each side who are going. I don't know who's making the whole playoffs. I can't look and go. I can't tell you everybody who's in and who's out, but I can give you my AFC, NFC conference you know what I mean? Championship game. What about you? I mean, you can chime in on what you've heard so far.
Yeah, I actually don't disagree much with your picks. I will say it's very hard to predict the playoff teams, but I took a stab at it.
Okay.
Right? So in the NFC, I got the Niners, Falcons, the Lions, in the Eagles as the division winners, and I got the Packers, Cowboys, and the Rams making the playoffs, right? So the playoff teams in the NFC: Niners, Falcons, Lions, Packers, Eagles, Cowboys, Rams. Team that I'm most shaky about is the Cowboys, just because, it was just a little shaky off season, a lot of distractions. But though I may not believe in Dak Prescott as a Super Bowl winning quarterback right now, I do believe that he is steady, right? And he will rally the troops to get them to win regular season games in a way that I think they will still make the playoffs, even if it's as a 6 or 7 seed, right?
Let me comment on your list. I want to let you finish, but the 2 teams that I think the Cowboys are a question mark from what you just said. In addition to that, I think the Rams are a question mark, and here's why I'll say it. It's not that I don't think they have them. In some ways, with Kyron Williams and Puka and Cooper Kupp, offensively, you just go amazing. Matt Stafford is solid. They're amazing. Defensively, Sean McVay has done an amazing job of having a roster that you go, man, who's on that defense? But it's good. But I don't know if anyone told you, like I just heard. I don't know if anybody let you. There's this guy, Aaron Donald, right? And he's gone. Right now, I don't know if you heard about him. He's a decent guy.
I heard a thing or two.
Okay, right. That guy's out the building.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but that matters to me, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that defense is going to start to see holes in a way that's like, they're gonna lose 1 or 2 games because of the defense. In a way where you go, oh snap. And those other teams that are fringe teams are going to be in the running. And so I just think they may not make it because of someone else. I think at the end of the year, you'll see them in the battle where a lot of us would assume they're just going to, they're also like, they look like they were back. Like, oh, they're reloaded. They're ready to go. And it's like, the defense isn't quite reloaded, but the offense is loaded. I will say that. So I just think, like, oddly enough, I got the Seahawks to split with them this year, right? Where you might look and go, they're going to sweep them. I'm like, nah, it's going to be, we got action. So
yeah. No, I could definitely see the Seahawks splitting with them. I do agree that the Aaron Donald him retiring is definitely going to impact him in a way that's going to be interesting to see. But I think the world of Sean McVay, and my biggest concern is health. Stafford, Cup, Puka, can they hold up? Right. I think if they do hold up, I feel really good about them making the playoffs. Don't know if they'll win a game, but I think they're going to be a huge problem offensively. And I think they're going to transition from a team who knows they got to run it up because they no longer have arguably the greatest defensive lineman of all time over there. But that's why we play the game. As far as the AFC, I'll kind of sprint through this. We got the Jets. I still have the Bills, the Ravens. So I feel you. I don't feel great about it as far as them winning the division. I feel great about them making the playoffs. I have the Texans in. I have the Alien and his compadres in there. I have the Steelers. And then I have the Colts. And the reason being is I look at the Bengals. I know a lot of people are going to be like, the Bengals.
I was just about to say, no, Joey.
I have nothing to say about Joey. I worry about the holdout of Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The distractions are something that are significant, especially when you don't have an established culture in a way. Well, you'll be like, the Bengals made the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was like light years ago now. Like, they're still trying to reestablish who they are. And I don't even know for certain if Jamar's going to be there week 1. And that team's not good enough to be able to sustain a loss of Jamar Chase due to his contract and still be good. So all I know is the Colts have been in camp. They damn near made the playoffs last year with Gardner Minshew. Big up to the coup, but you know what I'm saying? I think that coach is underrated. They've really infused that team with a lot more talent. That D-end out of UCLA, that was the first defender taken in the draft, I think is a problem. And so I went with that. If Jamar Chase had been in camp, maybe I'll go with the Bengals. But I know my boy Jedi is going to be like, bruh, but I got to go with what I'm seeing. So those are my picks.
Bruh, can I tell you, what a hell of a case.
Yeah.
Shit. You just talked me into going, I think he's right. I think he's right. I think the Colts are the pick. I'm like, dude, the Colts are good, man. They're loaded, too. They got a squad on. You just got to look. I know they're not sexy. I was just telling somebody the other day, they're the team that's not sexy. Yeah, but you look and you go, hey, man, they were good last year. And Jonathan's only going to be better this year because he's going to be healthy. And then Richardson's back. And he looked really good. And you know what I mean? You just kind of go, yeah, man, I guess the Colts are the pick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I like that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. Give me your conference championship matchups, and then give me your Super Bowl pick.
Oh, man. Out of the NFC.
Yeah.
We have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Going against this is so hard for me.
It's tough.
The Dallas Cowboys. The Philadelphia Eagles play the Dallas Cowboys, and the Philadelphia Eagles beat them, and they're going to the Super Bowl. That's what happens.
I think. Can we get Kirk to? I think there's something wrong with my feed, man.
You didn't. You heard it right, man.
Did you say the Dallas Cowboys?
And I tell you what happened, right? It wasn't because I look at Dallas and I say it's them. Man, I read the tea leaves, fam. I see what I see. I looked in the crystal ball and I said, what is it? This is not my heart. This is not my looking at the teams and going, they're better than them. I looked and I said, well, what about Detroit? And I go, no, they end up coming up short.
Yeah.
And I looked and I said, well, it's Atlanta. And I go, no, they come up short too.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it's the San Francisco 49ers. And I said, this is the year it falls apart.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Somebody beats them. Maybe it's Philly.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they get beat. Somebody's got to be on the other end. And I'm going, well, who else? And I go, oh, my God. I was so upset at the end. I was like, it's Dallas. Who else could it be? Who's left? It was process of elimination. If you don't like my way of doing things, that's fine. But that's my pick, and I'm sticking with it today. Okay?
Respect.
I don't love it, but it is what it is. On the other end, I got the Ravens and the Texans.
Ooh.
The Chiefs go home. It's the Ravens and the Texans for the AFC champion. And in the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Ravens versus the Eagles.
Okay.
This is my. Oh, bravo, Draze! Bravo! What do you got?
Well, what I got is an upset stomach because I agree with you far too much on too many things, which makes me want to reevaluate.
Okay,
right?
That's okay. You're good. Welcome to the light. Step into the light, brother.
The NFC, I think, I agree with you. I think it's a tough call. I don't like the Niners because, like I said, with the Bengals, I don't like off-season training camp distractions, and they have geez Louise.
Yeah.
They have them all. I don't like the Cowboys because there's just too many things that I'm concerned about. I don't think the defense will be as good. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball enough. And so this is going to make you sick, but I got the Eagles versus the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
I'm okay.
We agree on the Eagles. Yeah. In the AFC, we're in agreement that I think the Chiefs fall short.
Yeah.
I think it's a very, very tall order. I think Mahomes is going to have a phenomenal season. I think he'll get an MVP, but I think they'll get tripped up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be the Ravens versus the Jets.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about them.
Yes. There's just health is always tough, man. But if they could just make it there, there's nothing the Jets can't do. They can defend you. Yeah. They can run the football. They can throw the football. They have an exceptional runner. They have a great pass catcher. I just really believe in them. But I have them falling short to Lamar Jackson. I think he finally gets it done.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think the Eagles make it too. And it'll be like CAY versus Rainier Green, man, in the championship. It'll be the Eagles versus the Ravens. And I have
I can't do it.
I got the Eagles over the Ravens. What you thinking?
That is such a tough call.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I did my exercise and I got all the way to who's you got in the Super Bowl. I got the Eagles and the Ravens. I never asked myself who wins the game.
Yeah.
I'm live with you going, I can't do it. I can't pick. How do I pick? I'm literally going through the weapons and I'm like, how do I bet against? How does Lamar get all the way to the doorstep and lose?
Yeah.
No, I'm going Lamar. I go
Lamar.
Just to be opposite of you, I go Lamar.
I appreciate that. Yes. Give us something to talk about.
Yes. I'm going Lamar, man. I'm going Lamar. And I mean, it's Derrick Henry versus Saquon Barkley. Lamar versus Jalen Hurts. Are we?
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah,
that's a brawl.
I agree.
I'm looking at our clock here, man, and we're at the tail end here. Okay. But we can't leave without doing some Hawk talk.
We got to do some Hawks.
Oh, listen to me, man. We got to do some Hawk talk, and boy, do we got to do some Hawk talk.
Let's do it.
We've got this new coach, right? To believe, Mike McDonald.
Come on, man.
We've got a coach by the name. I'm sorry, man. Everybody knows I'm a Pete guy. I love Pete Carroll. Give him his flowers.
Right.
I didn't kick him on his way out the door. I made sure everybody respected him.
Yeah.
We laid out the red carpet, man. Your flowers, limousine, Hall of Fame. Hey, Pete, we got a statue coming.
No question.
Hey,
no
Pete,
question.
Ring of Honor coming. Don't worry. Yep. Hey, Mike, you ready? Yeah. Pete, no, you're good. I was just talking to someone, right? Like, Mike is. I'm excited. I didn't think I could get excited, but because you know how hard how you can get coaches wrong. I remember when we had what's his name, Dennis Erickson. Oh my God, I hated that coach.
Yeah.
I hated what was dude's name? Morton or what? After what was went to the Super Bowl? Mike Holmgren. After Mike.
Yeah.
Morton said whatever that guy was. Oh my God. He was there for one season and we fired him. I was like,
he wasn't it.
Paul Allen's got stones because he fired him after 1 year. Pete, we got to get somebody in here. Pete, I love that guy. Didn't know what he was doing, man. Anyways, I guess I would want to say Mike Macdonald era has started in Seattle, and I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most excited about when you look at these Seahawks? Mike Macdonald, the Seattle Seahawks, 2024. Talk to me.
There's a lot to be excited about, man. I think the first thing is I just love his no nonsense approach. He's very confident, yet he seems like he's a player's coach, you know. And I love the fact that he's current, you know, he's of the times. He's a defensive wizard. They're willing and dealing over there. He's putting people in places to be successful for what he wants to do. And I think he's going to allow the offense to really utilize the weaponry that they have over there. And I think that's held the Seahawks back, where that hasn't always been the case. You can still play great defense and have a stellar offense. I think that's the new way of the NFL. And I think he gets that. And so you made a point earlier where you were saying you expect, like the Seahawks to play a team and they be like, and the opponent will leave the game being like, yo, they're coming. You know what I'm saying? I think there's going to be a lot of that. It's not going to be like last year when the Pittsburgh Steelers came into Seattle and ran for 700 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a defeated team. And it was just time for change. And I think the change is perfectly on time. And I think it's going to be immediate. I think there's still a lot, like Tariq Woolen, I think is going to bounce back, and the Spoon's going to be an elite corner. And so those are the things that I really get excited about. And that I think that Macdonald is going to have his fingerprints all over the transition into being average to above average to really good.
What am I excited about with these Seahawks?
Yes.
I think the correct question is, what am I not?
That's a great question, too.
Look, man, I think I'm excited about Geno Smith, if that can even be possible, right?
Yeah.
Grubbs has me excited about Geno Smith. I'm excited about the possibility. Do you know, I'm excited about third down. Us getting off the field on third down.
Yes.
I'm excited about us converting third down. Okay? I am excited about a defensive line that this D-line looks like a rough defensive line, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And all salute to Pete Carroll and John Schneider, but this D-line looks amazing. Yeah. Byron Murphy looks like he's as good as advertised.
Yeah.
Nwosu looks like the freak that he was. He's got some help now. We got Leonard Williams in the middle next to Byron Murphy. You got Nwosu. You got Mafe flying off the edge. You got Brooks coming in the game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And there's youth. And there's guys that, like, Brooks is getting better. Brooks looks like, whoa, Mafe's still getting better. Like, we can look up and we're going to take some teams by surprise, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited about Tariq Woolen returning to form. He looks hungry. Hadn't been last year, he was full.
Yeah.
He looks hungry. He looks hungry.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Spoon turning into a complete monster.
Yeah.
I want Spoon in like defensive player of the year type talk.
Yeah.
That's what I want for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm excited for him blitzing off the edge. I'm excited for a running game that is just coming at you in waves because the offensive line is better.
Yeah.
I'm excited about being able to give Geno Smith a half a second longer. I'm excited about DK Metcalf finally looking like the freak he's supposed to look like. Mm-hmm. Why do I have a specimen like that?
Yeah.
With the numbers I've been getting. No, unacceptable.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah.
Becoming a guy that we go, man, I don't know. He might be the number one. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
What am I excited about?
Right. Everything, right?
I feel like we're going to shock some teams this year. We're going to surprise some people. We're going to be better than people know. The pundits got it wrong, man. Yeah. We got it right. Mm-hmm. This defense didn't give up a first down in preseason.
Right.
A first down, man.
Yeah.
We're not going to be that good. Now, I want to be clear.
No, I get you, though.
But you get it. I'm excited. What am I not excited about? My question marks with the Seahawks, my biggest question mark is down the middle. Our linebackers and our safety play. And then coaching, right? There's something about being a head coach on both ends. It's the first time Grubbs has been in the seat in the NFL. So what's he going to start to see and face as an offensive coordinator that he wasn't quite ready for? And you know what I mean? You're learning on the job in a way. And then defensively, Mike McDonald, you're the man now. There's no Harbaugh inside on the headphones going, we're not going to do that this time. We're going to do something else. Like, you know what I mean? Every now and again, I know the head coach reserves the right to veto whenever he wants to, right? So there's going to be some learning curve with that. There's no way it's not. I'm excited to get to know these guys' tendencies. I know nothing about them. I really don't. I don't know anything about them. I'm excited to see it, get out on the field, let us play. I'm excited to go 1-0 against Denver.
Yeah.
And then 2-0 against New England.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk from there, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to look up and watch the overreactions. I'm not fooled. I fully expect us to. If we don't go 2-0, something's wrong.
Yeah.
I can say that now. There's no way a rookie Bo Nix should be able to outflank my coach.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
Right.
Won't happen.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I agree with everything you said. The only thing that gives me cause to pause is I'm still not sure about the trenches offensively. And so it'll be interesting to see how Grubbs can dial it up. I think more times than not, they'll be fine because they have so much talent over there. But I think when they play against the upper echelon teams in the league, I think that's when it's going to rear its ugly head. But I think by and large, the offensive line will be good enough to be productive, but they really minimize the holes on this roster. So moving forward, they'll continue to probably focus on that area, and this team will just continue to grow and get stronger and stronger and stronger.
Well, yeah, that's why I said it's better. I think it's better, but I don't know what that means. Better doesn't mean we've arrived. We know we're better at center, right? We know Cross is coming back, so we're good at left tackle. Mm-hmm. If Abe Lucas comes back, then we know we're good. At that point, you go, well, 3 out of the 5. You're definitely better. But Abe Lucas not being there is a big, big issue, and he's not there, right? Yeah. So I think it's better than last year, but how much better? That's why I said, like, giving Geno just a little hair of a second more, that's going to help, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Open up a few more holes for Walker and Charbonnet, will be a little bit better. So then my second question to you would be, which players do you have to make a splash? Like when you look at this Seahawks team, who are you really expecting to jump off the screen when you watch them play?
The first person I think has no choice, and that's DK. I think DK has an opportunity to solidify himself as one of the great wide receivers in this game. And there's no better opportunity than right now. And so usually when you're a dog, when you get an opportunity in front of you, like I said earlier, you just take the bull by the horn. So I expect him to really ball out this year. From everything I've been hearing, I've been talking to my man, Kevin. You and Kevin give me so much Seahawks talk because you guys are really tapped in. Sounds like they're running everything through him. So I think he's going to really step up and make things happen. I think Geno's going to be a great point guard for this offense. I think he's really good if you give him structure and you give him a 25 play, this is what we're doing, be on time with this, and I think he'll be able to execute it. And then defensively, I think Spoon is just a guy. You know, I worry about his size and whether he'll hold up due to how he plays. Yeah. But some guys are just built different. And he is a type of guy who jumps off at the screen. So I like him. But you said JSN, Ken Walker, I think is going to have a great year. I think this 206 is going to be very proud of their team this season. Offensively, I would add the player that's going to splash for me. It's going to be Jackson Smith-Njigba, right? And so I agree with you on DK, but I agree about Jackson Smith-Njigba. It's going to be a 1-2 punch that's going to rival something really crazy in this league. Jackson Smith-Njigba, what I like most about him, it's not just the route running. He doesn't look like he needs separation to make a catch. It doesn't. He can't get separation. He's elite route running, so he gets separation, but he doesn't need it. Dude, he draped on him and be like, man, how did he catch that? Right? And so to me, he's a student of wide receiving. That's what I like about him. I like a guy that I can go, like how earlier I said, like Marvin Harrison is a born and bred wide receiver. Jackson Smith-Njigba is not. He's a student. He is a wide receiver who also studies the craft and has figured it out and wants to master it, and he's hungry. And he knows he can be great. I think he's frustrated by last year. I think he's frustrated at his counterparts performing better than him. He doesn't like that. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? Give me that. So, And then defensively, I think we both said a lot of the same guys. I'll pick Derek Brooks as a guy because he hasn't flashed. Last year he was a rookie. It was kind of like we didn't get much splash. He got a couple garbage sacks, I think, and it was almost like someone else should have got the sack. It was a long – the quarterback held the ball too long. Nah. This year he's mushing boys, running through the running back trying to block him. I mean, he looks like – now this is the guy we drafted, right? Albeit it was preseason, it was enough to go, okay, if he's coming off the bench and he's one of our – because he's not going to start. So he's one of our wave guys. Yeah. I got that guy to be able to make some splash plays this year. Okay. So we got all this excitement, right? Yeah. I want to, before we get out of here and go, we're talking Seahawks. There's clear excitement in the air. I know you're not quite a 12. You're a 13, and that's okay. That's okay. As a 13, there's still a little bit of excitement in the air. And I want to ask you. Randino Green, are the Seattle Seahawks? No. I'm not going to do that. No, 2 questions. What's our record, and are we going to the playoffs? Talk to me, sir. I believe that the Seahawks No, sorry. I'm going first. Oh. I mean, because I'm too easy. You're the grand finale. I'm easy. Everybody knows what I'm going to say. Hell yeah, we're going to the playoffs. Right. Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Are you kidding me? 10-7. Okay. 10-7. Last year we were 9-8. I think the year before it was the same record. And I can't find one reason why we're not better. Right? Like, now the league might be better, but I just look and I go, even attitude-wise, we're better than we were. So do I think that there's a whole lot of question marks and coaching and gelling and things that have to happen? Yeah. Which is why I didn't make us 11-6 and 12-5. And but 10-7, and that's the floor for success for me. Anything below that, and I'm going, hey, man, I mean, show me the money, bro. It all sounds good. I ain't here for bells and whistles, man. I'm not here for speeches and you know what I mean? I don't care who you drafted and flash plays and don't give me 9-8. Pete gave me 9-8 with that team. This team's better. So I want 10-7. Talk to me. Very fair. I see them going 9-8. And I actually felt more confident with 8 and 9, but I'll say 9 and 8 because I do believe that they're going to be games. There's going to be a game or two that they win that they probably shouldn't win. The reason why I don't see more than that is because I think it's a division where it's not looked at as one of the better divisions in football, but it's really, really good. And I think the worst team in the division, which is the Cardinals, they're going to be a tough out.
Yeah,
I think Kyler Murray's going to be on a mission. And so I don't see a team that the Seahawks sweep. And I don't think a team sweeps the Seahawks either. But I think there'll be a lot of splits. And then when they play their out of division games, they start out 2-0, but as the season goes on, it gets tougher and tougher. And so I think 9 and 8 will be about where they'll land, which I think will be solid. I think if you can get to 9 and 8 in this conference, that'll be good. But if things fall their way, and let's say some people get some injuries, let's say CMC goes down or Cooper Kupp goes down or something like that happens, then that 9 and 8 can get to 10, maybe can get to 11. But I think if everybody's healthy and right for the most part, I think they'll land third in the division with a 9 and 8 record, barely missing a play.
Here's what I'll challenge in your thing, and then here's some just thoughts I'll add. I'll challenge the fact that we sweep someone. I don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't tell you who, but we sweep someone. So I think that. Secondly, I would tell you, this was just my own. When I go through the games game by game and try to go win this one, lose this one, and I'm gonna be honest. This was one of the hardest seasons for me to do that. And that's because I don't know any of our tendencies. When it was Pete, I could say, well, we're going to come out slow the first game. And then, I don't know anything. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to be like, well, we're going to end up blowing one or two we should win. And it's good to know I don't just have that.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, we're going to steal one. Well, I don't got that either.
Yeah.
All right. So It was really hard to do this. I'm drawing straws. I'm doing it based on the roster.
Yeah.
And what I've seen so far. I could, for me to truly give you a real call, if I'm being honest, anyone watching, I would need to know our tendencies, our coaching tendencies. Mike does this. He likes to do that. Like if I was in Detroit, I would know our bonehead coach is going to blow a game.
Yeah.
Doing what he does, right?
Yeah.
But I'd know he's going to win us a couple doing what he does, right? So I don't know what Mike is and what he does. I look forward to knowing. I will say this that I believe is real.
Yeah.
There's an energy on this team.
For sure.
We're flying around. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm trusting when I go, 9 and 8. I haven't seen this type of energy on our team since we had Young Bulls with the Legion of Boom. And I'm talking about the energy. I am not talking about the team.
No, gotcha.
I'm just like, we haven't had an energy like we were flying around one game. I was like, man, they're flying around. They're getting after it. You know what I mean? So, that's my one pushback is that there's something on this team that feels really, really good, man. Yeah. And I'm buying. Yeah. I'm putting my money down. 10-7, but 10-7, and we're going to the playoffs. Why not us, man? I'm thinking to myself, I'm going, sorry. Before we go, Cowboys, Falcons, Bears, Eagles, 49ers. There's 5 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So last 2 slots, let's just say we got Detroit. So we're fighting based on this talk with Detroit, Green Bay, the Rams, and us. I don't know if we make it, bro.
I'm saying, bro.
I got to be honest. I'm sitting here, I'm looking, and I'm going, those are good teams, man.
Those are good teams.
We'll see.
And you know why I like those teams? And the reason why I had the 7 that I picked, and I've been consistent with this. I really like the trenches with those 7 teams. And I just don't think the Seahawks are there just yet with the trenches. And I think maybe they can beat a team or two who have the trenches established. But I think by and large, those are going to be the type of teams that give the Seahawks the biggest issues, are the guys who have their trenches together.
So you're talking basically when we have to face strong defensive lines.
Yeah. And offensive lines where Lou Will and Murphy just can't disrupt the way they want to. You know, the offensive line is scheming it up to where they can really keep those guys at bay. They'll make plays, but they won't disrupt. Yeah. Right. And so the trenches are everything, you know, in this NFL. And I think that's the one thing with the Seahawks offensively that I still have reservations about. But I do agree with you as far as their defensive line.
I'll tell you this. What sucks about what I just did, I just kind of threw out the playoff teams. What sucks is I want to be able to be like, yeah, they got to see us too.
Yeah.
I can't say that yet. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say that. Like, I have no business saying that to Detroit. They're looking at me like, what?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm honest. So people out there, you just get, I'm not just a homer. I like us. I believe in us. But, you know, I'm like, if I'm honest, I just said that we're fighting. I think the Rams we can beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't put us above Detroit and Green Bay quite yet. I can't give that to us. We got to earn it. The good thing about this is you and I will be talking Seahawks all year long. And like Stephen A., it'll be fluid, man. Come week four, I might say they got to see us too. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Because regardless, I do believe the Seahawks will be in the mix, right? Yes. I think they'll be in the mix for sure. Yeah.
All right, people. Well, great show, man. Great show.
Felt good, man. It's like we never left, right?
Like we never left. People, I know it's Sunday today, but we are 2 fans with a mic, Draze and Green. We are going to be talking to you every Monday evening at 9 p.m. So as soon as Monday Night Football goes off, tune in to your boys.
Tap in.
Holla at us, man. Shoot us a note, man. If you got something you want us to talk about your favorite team. If you want to join the show, holla at us. Hit my DMs, hit his DMs, man. We just 2 fans with a mic talking sports, man.
That's it.
Over and out. We'll see y'all next week after Monday Night Football.
All right.
Peace.
We good?
I think we good. Kurt.
I know it's late over there, Kurt.
I know. Kurt's probably over there asleep. He's like, they're going to get this 2 fans with a little button in a minute, man, and be gone. We're out, man.
Yeah. Hey, good work, Draze.
I'll scream at you, fam.
All right.